And staying with the Middle East, an Israeli airstrike struck an aid camp in Central Gaza. At least 7 volunteers, including foreign workers with the World Central Kitchen, were killed. The Palestinian Health Ministry says citizens from Australia, Poland, and the United Kingdom were killed in the airstrike. The Israeli military has launched an investigation and has called it a tragic incident. Meanwhile, Australia has demanded accountability from Israel.
They have already contacted the Israeli government directly. We are contacting the Israeli ambassador to ask for accountability here. The truth is that this is beyond any reasonable circumstances. Someone going about providing aid and humanitarian assistance should lose their life. And there were 4 aid workers as well as Palestinian driver in this vehicle. This is a human tragedy that should never have occurred, that is completely unacceptable.
And the Australian Prime Minister has also called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.
Australia has had a very clear position of supporting a sustainable ceasefire, of calling for it for some period of time, of calling for humanitarian aid to go to the people of Gaza who are suffering from this deprivation, to make sure that hostages are released as well.
Israel's airstrike comes just a day after top American and Israeli officials spoke virtually about the ongoing war in Gaza. U.S. officials say that the talks lasted more than 2 hours and focused on Israel's military ambitions in the southern city of Rafah. Now, while both sides said the talks were in fact productive, the Biden administration says Israel is yet to share its Rafah operation blueprint with them. Currently, hundreds of thousands of displaced Palestinians are taking refuge in Rafah. But despite the not-so-warm ties between Biden and Netanyahu, the U.S. continues to support its long-term ally in the region with weapons. Washington is likely to approve the sale of 50 F-15 fighter jets to Israel in a deal worth $18 billion. And just days ago, the U.S. agreed to send bombs and F-35 stealth fighter jets to Israel as well. Prime Minister Netanyahu has made his intentions clear, refusing to slow down the war against Hamas despite growing international pressure as the humanitarian crisis worsens in Gaza. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.